Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right. A positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And, of course, this week's geeky things include Across the Spider-Verse, Blade, and motherfucking Bob Iger. That's right. His name's Bob,
Bob.
He came to Fob. It works better if his name's Buck.
No.
But anyway, this is the Hopefully Awesome Show, our weekly podcast for me and Maggie recap all of this week's nerdy news that you should enjoy us talking about. I was going to say that you need to know about, but I feel like everybody always says that, especially Greg Miller. And I don't want to just rip that off entirely, okay? So we'll just say, hey, if this is your first time watching, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think in the comments. But... enough bullshit, Maggie. Let's get into the news. It's time for the news. I love it. First story. Via Empire Magazine, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will have 6 dominant art styles. Quote, the ambition is to wow you. So this is from Empire Magazine, and it's a little bit of an interview. There's a couple of fun things in here that I've picked out, so we'll just kind of touch on those real quick. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse isn't just one sequel, it's 2, set to conclude in 2024's Beyond the Spider-Verse. Quote, the first film had 1 animation style that dominates the movie. This movie has 6, laughs returning producer Phil Lord. So we're taking these tools... so we're taking those tools, adding all the things we learned on the Mitchell's versus the Machines, and then growing them further to accommodate the ambition of this movie, which is to wow you every time you enter a new environment, and also to make sure that the style of the movie reflect the story, and that the images are driven by feelings as opposed to some egg-headed art project, which it also is, by the way. As the title Across the Spider-Verse would suggest, expect an epic trek through various spider realities. Quote, the 2 that you saw in the teaser trailer were what's called Earth 50101, which we're calling Mumbattan? Like Manhattan, but it's Mumbattan. That's based on Indian comic book look, and
Nueva. That's
York.
New York, and that's new in Spanish. Nueva.
From Spider-Man 2099's world, explains producers Christopher Miller. That's based on Sid Mead-style illustrations of what the future might look like. There's also Gwen's world, which is Earth 65, and that was a watercolor wash style that's reminiscent of the covers of her comic books. When asked if Tom Holland would appear in the film, Chris Miller responded, quote, let's say ... anything is possible in the multiverse. Maggie. How you feeling about Spider-Man?
I'm really excited. I don't know if this is the real deal movie poster. I found a mock-up of one, and I mean, it legit showed, which he's on here too, Japanese Spider-Man. He's a Spider-Man with the bracelet on him.
This might not be real.
It might not be. I couldn't find anything.
It might be, though. It might be.
I mean, it'd be awesome if Spider-Woman's in it. That's who that is in the red. And she's pregnant in the comic books.
Yes.
There's one with Gwen when she starts traveling through the Spider-Verse. She meets up with Spider-Woman while she's pregnant.
Oh, that's cool.
And she's like sitting up on, like, I guess the Brooklyn Bridge eating.
Yeah.
And Gwen's like, you're pregnant. You shouldn't be here up here eating.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if Japanese Spider-Man is in this, oh my God, dude.
It's game over, man.
If he brings in the robot.
But like the other mock-up had Japanese Spider-Man on it too, so it's just making me think, is he really in it?
I think they've maybe hinted at it.
I think they have.
Or, I mean, they may have come right out and said it. I'm not sure at this point.
But, I mean, I'm really excited for it. I really love the first one.
Isn't that, what's his name? The guy from Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big guy.
Yeah, because he was in the
other one.
Yeah,
and he's got the bracelet.
Yeah. 2099.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
So Nueva York is where that's the one that you just read about.
Yeah.
That's his town.
2099.
The city.
The only reason I know Spider-Man 2099, there's 2 reasons, and I'm trying to remember which came first. But one was during the Superior Spider-Man run. They had a crossover, and like That was the one where Doc Ock was in Peter's mind, like Peter was dead.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. But then there was a game where you could play as Spider-Man 2099, and I think it was called like it's something Spider-Verse. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, I read Spider-Verse comics later on, but like you could play as regular Peter Parker. You could play as Spider-Man Noir, and like everything was black and white and stuff. I think he had a gun in it. You could play as Spider-Man 2099, and there was a fourth one I can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe Symbiote Spider-Man. Maybe that'd make the most sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by what they're saying about having 6 different art styles. I mean, I hadn't thought about it being like that specific to it, but like, I mean, it makes sense if they're going to different worlds that each world would look different.
In other words, are like, hey, you remember the multiverse of madness? Well, guess what? We're giving you more.
We're doing it right.
We're doing it right. So whenever they enter a world that's supposed to be watercolor, guess what? It's watercolor.
You burnt.
And we're going to be there for more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, God. Ugh.
Yeah, sorry. I had to go off. I had a rant.
Did you know that Multiverse of Madness, the acronym is MOM, and Wanda's just wanting to be a mom?
Huh? Did you know that MOM, if you flip it upside down, it spells wow?
For World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Number 15, Burger King footless. But no, if Japanese Spider-Man is in this, if you're watching this and you don't know about the Japanese Spider-Man,
You need to look it up because it's amazing.
It is the precursor to Power Rangers. And
how they got the rights to Spider-Man back then.
It was
just, well, they lent.
There was a whole thing to it. Like,
it's crazy.
I think they got them to do something for them.
Yeah.
And so then, but in order to do, like, the Marvel and the company, like, traded.
Yeah.
And I forget what they got out of it.
What was it?
But like Stan Lee went over there and met them and stuff. But they basically did their own telling of the Spider-Man origin story, which he's like the emissary of hell.
Yeah. He's the devil, apparently.
Yeah. He's like fighting demons and shit. It's really great.
But he has his own
Megazord.
He has a spider like bot thing.
Yeah. And it's great.
It's awesome. Great.
And then, so then they lost the rights. And then the next year, because they couldn't do any more Spider-Man, they made what would become Power Rangers.
Yeah.
In America. So
there's some wild looking gifs of Japanese Spider-Man also. Yeah.
And they brought him into the comics.
Yes, they did.
They did bring him into the comics. There was a few, like, I feel like a lot of this is I feel like a lot of what I'm about to say is going to apply to this as well. Because when they were first talking about the Spider-Verse comics, when they were doing that first big event with all the vampires. God damn it.
Yeah.
I hate that it's fucking
Vampires.
Like, of all the things to tie all the Spider-Man together, dimension hopping vampires. Like, really? Like, that's where we're going. Okay, whatever. But anyway, they were saying that, every Spider-Man would be in it. Mm-hmm. And they were like, every Spider-Man? There was like, every Spider-Man.
Every Spider-Man
and
you think of.
Then they started getting specific, right? They were like, okay, well, what about like the Fox Kids Spider-Man? Is he going to be in it? And they're like, well, listen, there's some things we don't have the rights to.
Yeah.
Okay, like, so I mean, probably not. But, and then they were like, what about the Japanese Spider-Man? They're like, maybe. And then, of course, he was in it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think Spider-Verse will probably have a similar thing where like a lot of Spider-Man are going to pop up.
Yeah.
But not necessarily all the ones that we would want.
Yeah.
Just because it's still a Sony production. Now, granted, I mean, could they make a deal with Disney, which now owns Fox, and use the Saban Marvel cartoon Spider-Man and also the Japanese Spider-Man? Absolutely. Which
do it.
The Japanese Spider-Man is not connected to Disney in any possible way. It is still completely owned by, I think it's Toho. I could be wrong. It's probably not Toho. So yeah, I mean, the other one I would want to see would be like Neil Patrick Harris's Spider-Man from the Spider-Man series on MTV.
Do you remember the morning I texted you and said the MTV Spider-Man's on Disney Plus?
Dude, oh my God.
And my kids are like, what are you talking about? I said, nothing. You all can't watch it anyways. But like I was sitting there, I was like, no way, it's on here.
It'd be great. You know, and just so if everybody knows, if everybody doesn't know, the 90s Fox Kids Spider-Man, if you want to get a taste of Spider-Verse, but you've not seen it yet, the series finale is just the Spider-Verse.
It is.
It's Peter. He has to band together with a group of other Spider-Men from across the multiverse to defeat Peter that lost MJ and was taken over by Carnage. And he just lost his fucking mind. And it's great. And he's going to open up a portal from the portal guy that's the bad guy in this movie.
Oh, the dot?
The spot.
The spot.
The spot, yeah.
The spot, the dot.
And he's like, he's going to open up this portal and he's going to fuck with it. And then it's going to devour the entire multiverse and end all of existence. Because he's just that pissed off. And it's great.
Dang.
A lot better than stupid fucking vampires. Okay. Like, why? Like, you had this story in the 90s. How are you not just going to do that? You know?
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, do you think we get anybody else besides Tom Holland?
I kind of wish for Toby and Andrew, but I know that's a stretch. And I know they've already done it, but it'd be nice to hear their voices.
Now, let me just throw out an idea. I don't think this is going to happen.
I want to see Peter B. Parker.
Well, yeah, he'll be in it. He's the main character.
Well, I didn't know since you made up with MJ towards.
I mean, come on. He's going to be in it.
Okay.
Surely. Maybe they bring Chris Pine back as Peter A. Parker.
Oh, that was sad.
Because he died.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another Peter Parker. Maybe he's Peter Z. Parker.
Yeah, maybe.
From Alpha and Omega. You know.
But
shit, what was I going to say? Oh, so if they're going to do all these different... Jesus, Maggie. We're trying to do a show here.
I'm sorry I smacked your chest like that.
No, you're fine. So they're doing all these different animation styles. If they do bring any live action Spider-Man into it, do you think they are live action?
I don't know.
And I don't mean like... I'm not talking about like a Page Master situation. No, I guess I am talking about that. Like, if they were in the animated world, they would look animated.
Yeah.
But, like, if like, Miles went to the MCU, Miles would be a real person.
Yeah.
And, like, Tom Holland would then switch from being him to, like, you know, to animated. Kind of like, I mean, there is precedence for this. Like, in Multiverse of Madness, when they were in the paint world, they became paint.
Yeah.
You know. So, I mean,
seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Could we get the first ever live action Miles Morales in the animated film Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
I don't know.
Well, maybe could. If they're gonna go that far, if Sony would let them, and honestly, why not? Why not let them? You know. But here's the thing. I keep saying here's the thing. Tom Holland still hasn't signed a contract with Sony. It's been almost a year since Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 billion. And they still haven't tied that shit up yet.
Well, he came out and said that he kind of wanted to take a break.
I know.
And focus on him and Zendaya.
That's when Sony pulls up with a dump truck full of money and gets that fucking contract signed. You don't just stop. All right? Now, don't get me wrong. I would rather Tom Holland go out on not a high note, but I'd rather it end with this one than Sony making like a goddamn Morbius crossover or something, you know? Like, I don't want that. And I mean, honestly, that's probably what we would get. Yeah. God help us.
Venom's going to become the new Spider-Man.
No. God, no. Oh, I hate that.
Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah.
We're moving on to the next one?
We need to cut it off. We're rambling.
Anything else you want to say about
I love Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man too. Thwip. Next story. Hey, good job, Maggie. Look at that. You got the actual guy and everything. Yeah. Maggie's in charge of the screen now, so she's doing great. Via Deadline. I'm going to need your help here.
Yes.
Yann
Damage.
Damage.
I apologize if I pronounced it incorrectly.
Okay. Well, that looks right. Steps in as director on Marvel film Blade. Michael Starbury to write the script. Damage's credits include, there was multiple listed, but the ones that caught my eye was Lovecraft County, or Country, sorry. and will direct and executive produce Scanners, the series for HBO.
That's why you brought that up. I was like, what are you talking about?
Full stop here. I didn't look into it. Okay. I just remembered that there used to be something called Scanners. And I was like, what was that? And I was thinking of Flatliners. Okay. And the Scanners is not Flatliners. Scanners is the one where the dude's head explodes. And it's just like awful looking. Right? And I looked into it, and it's like about like people with telepathy. And I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's kind of like the Tomorrow People. The one that played on Fox Kids, not the one that played on the WB. But I don't know if they're remaking that, and like that's what this is. I don't know. It could just be a new thing called Scanners.
It could
I
be.
feel like the name could be abandoned from what it used to be known. You know, like I think they'd be fine. But he directed the pilot of Lovecraft Country. I keep fucking saying county. Jesus. Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
We kind of dipped out of the show again because it was one of those weekly shows, and it was just hard to keep track of.
And then they canceled it.
Yeah, and then they canceled it. And it was like, well, why go
But
back now?
it starred the guy that's king now.
They fucked it up, man. They
He's
fucked up.
wonderful.
Yeah, they fucked up. I mean, that show should have ran longer. I mean, it definitely would have been canceled now. I mean, if Zaslav's not even going to let Westworld continue, then they're definitely not going to let Lovecraft
Which I
Country.
can't believe.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like, and they don't even, they're not even talking about doing like a finale movie. Like, I'm pretty sure they've canceled it straight up. Like, it's no more.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure this last season ended on a cliffhanger of sorts. Like, it didn't wrap up the story.
Hey, Zaslav, you better be careful. They're going to pull up.
Dude.
Chepik on you.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
That'd be hilarious.
Dude, okay, in 2 years, and we'll talk about this more here in a minute, but in 2 years, what if the board brought on Bob Iger to run Warner Brothers? How fucking kick-ass would that be? Holy fuck. All right. As for Starberry, the Scribe has been in demand following his Emmy-nominated work on critically acclaimed limited series When They See Us. So there was a couple more things in this story from Deadline talking about how Marvel was really wanting to wait until they found the right person. They weren't trying to just rush it to keep it in production. That's obviously pushed the premiere date out, like I think a year and a half. And production's going to start sometime next year. So it's not coming out until 2024 at this point.
Yeah.
But honestly, good. If the script was bad, I'm glad that they're holding back.
Yeah.
And, you know, because if anything, over the past, you know, over Phase 4, I think it would take a little bit more time. Probably a good call on a lot of these things, you know. But we'll talk more about that during our review of Guardians of the Galaxy. So, all that being said, Maggie, how we feeling about Blade and this director?
I'm pretty excited. I mean, he could handle the sci-fi supernatural stuff.
Yes.
So I think this is perfect.
And I feel like just based solely on the projects that they have listed here. Okay. Now, granted, I'm just reading into the projects. I could be completely wrong. But it does seem like they're not going to shy away from Blade's ethnicity being a plot point.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That is
as
great.
it should be.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the idea, because I mean, Lovecraft Country dealt with racism like impeccably well.
Yes.
And was able to also mesh in fucking Lovecraft lore of like Cthulhu and shit.
That episode where the house that she gets.
Oh yeah, the haunted house.
Yeah,
that was
weird.
That was fucked up, dude. But then all the people like surrounded the house to like kick them out.
Yeah,
because they were black.
Yeah,
it's fucked up, man.
Because she moved into a white neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was wild.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did that show have to go under? So good. So yeah. So I mean, and obviously, When They See Us, also being from the guy that's around it just, you know, I'm totally down for this. Especially if they can make it play in a way of like, I think, I don't know. I could be again reading a lot into this. But like Blade, his whole deal is that he's not a full human and he's not a full vampire.
Yeah,
right?
He's half.
So he doesn't belong to anybody.
Yeah.
To any society.
No.
Right. And also him being black, you know, is a whole other layer to that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd really love to see if they would kind of dive into that, especially Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so good in Moonlight. So freaking good. I mean, he's good in anything.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely, I think after hearing how bad it was going, reading this definitely lifts my spirits some. Like,
Yes.
I have
I
some
agree.
good hopes for this. Anything else you want to say? All right. Everybody, get ready.
Get ready. He's back.
I love this photo. This is
He's
a great
back.
photo.
I did have Mickey, but it was too small. So
I'm glad it's Minnie.
it's Minnie.
Let Minnie run the house, you know?
Yeah.
The
Well,
mouse house.
I mean, our little girl got Minnie Mouse house shoes
Yes,
today,
she
so
did.
this is adorable.
Via Disney, Bob Iger is returning to Disney as CEO. Chapek out immediately. I'm just gonna read through this whole thing and then we'll break
Keep
it down.
on forgetting this is like a cropped sweatshirt.
Iger will serve for 2 years after Chapek decided to step down. I don't know how much he decided to step down.
From the things I read, is pretty much it sounded like it was forced.
Yeah,
That he was fired.
And I don't have this on here because this is from the release, but I've heard he got like a $20 million payout to not be the CEO anymore, or chairman or whatever it is, CEO. Yeah. So I mean, I don't feel too bad for him.
I'm sorry if he got a payout. This means this has been planned. Like,
Yeah. Well, before we start breaking it down, let me just read through this whole
I'm
thing, 'cause-
sorry.
No, it's okay. Because I don't want to start getting into the rumor mill before I read the actual stuff. So Iger will serve for 2 years after Chapek decided to step down. I believe this is a quote. Yeah, this is a quote. We thank Bob Chapek for his service to Disney over his long career, including navigating the company through the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic, said Susan Arnold, chairman of the board. The board has concluded that as Disney embarks on an increasingly complex period of industry transformation, Bob Iger is uniquely situated to lead the company through this pivotal period, unquote. Next quote, Mr. Iger has the deep respect of Disney's senior leadership team, most of whom he worked closely with until his departure as executive chairman 11 months ago. Only 11 months ago. And he is greatly admired by Disney employees worldwide, all of which will allow for a seamless transition of leadership, she said. And then this is Mr. Iger himself. Quote, I am extremely optimistic for the future of this great company and thrilled to be asked by the board to return as its CEO, Mr. Iger said. Quote, Disney and its incomparable brands and franchises hold a special place in the hearts of so many people around the globe, most especially in the hearts of our employees, whose dedication to this company and its mission is an inspiration. I am deeply honored to be asked to again lead this remarkable team with a clear mission focused on creative excellence to inspire generations through unrivaled, bold storytelling, unquote. During his 15 years as CEO from 2005 to 2020, Mr. Iger helped build Disney into one of the world's most successful and admired media and entertainment companies with a strategic vision focused on creative excellence, technological innovation, and international growth. He expanded on Disney's legacy of unparalleled storytelling with the acquisitions of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox, and increased the company's market capitalization fivefold during his time as CEO. Mr. Iger continued to direct Disney's creative endeavors until his departure as executive chairman last December, and the company's robust pipeline of content is a testament to his leadership and vision.
Yeah.
So, Chapek fucked shit up, okay?
Yeah, he did.
And Bob Iger was
and
like,
never,
fuck this.
Backed up the LGBTQ.
LGBTQ plus.
I can never say
It's
it
okay.
all right. I apologize. But he never quite
Yeah.
stood up for that.
Yeah.
And I know that's why a lot of people didn't like him.
Yeah.
Especially the park employees.
Yeah.
They was just shocked that hey, yeah.
And there was all that talk about Pixar coming out saying that they weren't allowed to have a same-sex couple or kiss or whatever.
Yeah.
They were trying to get it out of Lightyear.
Yeah.
And they were like, no.
No.
And then they released it all to
Yeah.
the press and shit.
Yeah.
And then obviously in Lightyear it still happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the most mundane kiss of all time.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would think that that's bad? You know? Only a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah.
including Bob Chapek. I swear to God, if Chapek takes over Warner Brothers, I swear to God. Oh my God,
it's
that'd
gonna be worse than
nightmare.
Zaslav. I don't know.
But it'd be, I don't know. But yeah, it's obviously I'm a huge Bob Iger fan.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say he's perfect. I honestly don't know enough about his personal life to be able to say, if he's a good person in general. I'm just a fan of how he ran Disney. You think of where Disney was back in 2005.
Yeah.
And like the just awful shit they were releasing, like The Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people probably like some of those movies, and that's fine. But like you compare that to everything Disney's been doing. I mean, at least Princess and the Frog forward has been, it's been like the third renaissance of Disney. There's the 90s renaissance. This is like the third, or I guess second renaissance. If there was already
Renaissance,
resonance. Can't
Renaissance.
say it. Thanks. And so, yeah, it's great to have him back. I don't know. Disney's been, it's fell off a little bit, and like just in general, like in the public, the way that they handled the bullshit down in Florida did not feel like the same Disney that they've been for 20 years. And then just some of like the way like we watched the parks thing at D23. And like even some of that felt like they were trying to say this is what we want to do.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. Is their wish list.
But like they couldn't say that it had been approved or anything. And like Chapek is very much not a parks guy.
No.
And like that's like well, one of the things I was going to say before I start reading on the rumor mill is that apparently Bob Iger had been wanting this. That he'd been trying to get it after he saw what was going on, and like people have said that he said that Chapek was destroying the soul of Disney. So
dang.
Yeah, he was very, very much like, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I'm glad that the board had enough foresight to notice that things aren't going good, and they decided to bring Bob Iger back. Yeah. It sucks it's only for 2 years. Like, I hate that. I mean, it probably could end up being longer. But, hopefully whenever they find the next person, they'll find somebody a bit more like Bob and a lot less like fucking Bob.
A lot of people that we follow that are big Disney nerds. I mean, I consider us Disney nerds, but these people are more in it.
Way deep.
I mean, they're excited about Bob coming back. The one person that I noticed that was really excited was the girl that I follow that makes the dolls.
Yeah.
She said, I hope and pray he brings back the Disney stores. And that's what I was looking up. Yeah. Back in 2021, they closed like 60 stores in North America. And that they were focusing on their e-commerce business.
Boo.
And she said, they better bring back Bob, bring them back.
Oh, yeah. And all the shit that which I know a lot of it's COVID related.
Yeah.
But they did fuck a lot of shit up with the parks.
Yeah.
Like with the new Genie app.
Yeah.
Instead of having the, what was the thing it was before?
Fast Pass? No, not Fast Pass. Was it Fast Pass?
It might have been Fast Pass.
It was.
Yeah. Where you like, and you just got it.
Yeah.
If you, like, we're coming to Disney World. Yeah. Like, you just got that.
Yeah.
And, like, now you have to pay for fucking Genie app.
And you're not supposed to. It's supposed to be.
It's complicated, and the rollout was terrible. And, like,
fix it, Bob.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously.
Especially before we go.
Yeah, seriously.
You better fix it.
And, like, I mean, just stuff like that, you can tell Chapek is more focused on money.
Yeah.
And, like, he doesn't get it that, like, with Disney, you just have to be there.
Yeah.
And do right by people, and people will give you money.
Yeah. And also, I know it's kind of early.
Oh, it's okay.
Like, this was bought at the Disney store.
Oh.
And it was on clearance, actually. It was for the Cosmic Rewind opening.
Yeah.
But, like, stuff like this and, like, the dolls that they sell at D23, they usually make a step-down version of it and sell it in the stores.
Oh, yeah.
And now some people are just resorting to if they can't get to a Disney store. They're having to get it online, but it's been, hit or miss. Is it sold out?
Yeah.
Is it this? Is it worth the price that they've put it on?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's like such one of a kind things that you can get there. And the park situation where they've ramped up prices and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think Bob Iger's going to go in and be like, all right, we're taking everything away that we changed over the past 2 years. I don't think he'll do that.
$200 off the price of tickets.
I think it'll be more like, how can we make this work for people?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have it on here either. I should have looked this up, but I guess during Chapek's run, they posted their first losses in like a decade or something. I think it was 2 quarters back to back of losses, and so they were like, okay, we're done. We're done trying out this thing. This isn't working. We gotta get out of here. So yeah, I mean, obviously the past few years have been hard for anybody. But I don't know. I don't mean to shit all over Chapek, but I mean, it's just hard. Like, Disney is a brand known for like prestige service. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, now you may pay a premium price.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's not cheap. But like when we went to Disney, like it was a different experience. Like, we don't even get this experience at Dollywood. No. Like, it felt like you were a part of this community, and everyone working there was super nice. And then like we did 3 days at Disney, and then the last 2 days we went to Universal. And it was night and day. Yeah. Like, the Universal people, like, hated life. Like, you could tell they were just, like, I had to ask somebody a question. They're like, oh, yeah, it's down that way, I think. And, like, kept walking. It's like, wow, Disney has spoiled us.
And also the randomness of the park itself. Yeah. Like, just the layout of things. I'm like, there's no flow. Yeah. And like, we went through one section of the park and we're like, what's this based off of? Like, this doesn't make any sense. What's this based off of? This is
Blondie land, apparently. Apparently we're in Blondie
the comic strip
land. Oh, there's Kathy.
Yeah. And then Dr. Seuss land.
Oh my God, that train, if I ever have to hear that goddamn train song again. And it's like that for like 45 minutes. Yeah. And the Slender Man version of Cat in the Hat, which freaked me the hell out. So weird, man. So freaking weird. If you enjoy us talking about Disney, we actually made a vlog series called The Honeymoon Diaries, all about our trip to Disney. So go check that out. It's fun. Not enough people have watched it. I had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, he was very proud of himself.
Yeah, but I mean, I know it's not for everybody. It's it's a glorified home movie, and that's okay. Anyway, anything else you want to say about Bob Iger?
No.
I'm really glad he's back.
Bob's back.
The Bob is back in town. That's terrible. Oh, and also, if you want more about Bob, go check out Disney Dan's Top 10 Bobs. Top 10 Disney Bobs. Video.
From the worst to the best.
The video is pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Yeah. And number 1 is surprising. Let me just say. All right, moving on. Alrighty, everybody. Before we get into our main topics today, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway heist.
the Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
All right, thank you for that word, Matt and Maggie. So now let's get into our main topic. It's time for the main topic. All right, everybody.
Andor.
Yeah, I forgot we have audio listeners that might
Cassian
not understand.
Andor.
Cassian Andor. Hey, Cassian Andor, you want to ride with me on this spaceship? Cassian Andor. Come
I'll be
on,
after
Cassian
you.
Andor. Hey, so we got a couple of things we're going to talk about today. We got Andor and Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So we'll be talking about both of those. But first, we're going to talk about Andor. If this is your first time watching, we do a spoiler-free section. I completely forgot what I was trying to say.
I knew where he's going.
We have a spoiler-free section, which we will do, and then we will go into spoilers, which there will be lots of warnings about. If you don't want to be spoiled, you can skip over that section and then hear our next review. And then after that, we will also have spoilers for that as well. And then we will be adding our rankings for both Andor and Guardians of the Galaxy to our Winter 2022 tier list. Mm-hmm. And then we will also be adding the Guardians of the Galaxy to our MCU ranking as well. So let's get into our first review. Andor. Star Wars' new series on Disney Plus has just wrapped up its finale. Mm-hmm. And we have watched it, so we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
The spoiler free, of course, for now. So a little backstory. We watched the first 3 episodes the night they dropped. Mm-hmm. Loved it.
Yeah.
And then we came back the next week, watched episode 4, and I was like, there's so much going on. And I can't hardly remember all this. So how about we just wait and we'll just marathon it once the final episode comes out. Yeah. And we agreed. Yeah. So the final episode came out this past Wednesday, and we watched the rest of the series over the course of Tuesday night and Wednesday. Mm-mm. And man, I'm really glad we did it that way. Yeah. God, it kicked so much ass. Okay. Yeah. I've seen some people saying that Andor may be the best Star Wars period. And I mean, I'm hesitant to say that, but like I could see that argument. There. Yeah, it's definitely up there. Yeah. Me personally, I think there's a warm place in my heart for Mandalorian. Yeah. But I also really love Rogue One and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Somebody on Instagram posted a picture, I think, of them watching it. Is Karen Hallian actually? Artist. She said, I love Star Wars. She said, but she said, this is one of my favorite ways of watching a Star Wars story. She said, I know everybody loves the bounty hunters and, lightsabers and stuff. But she said, give me a good story from the rebel side. Yes. And she said, and I'm all about, she said, that's why I love Princess Leia so much.
Yes. And Rogue One.
And Rogue One, yeah.
I think I had Rogue One as like my number 2 Star Wars film, right under Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. And honestly, on any given day, that could flip-flop. Yeah. So going into Andor, I was curious. I'm always curious about these prequels, like not Star Wars prequels, but where like we know where this ends. Yeah. Like we know that this ends with, spoiler alert for Rogue One, I guess, but he dies, Yeah. So like, how can you have any kind of dramatic tension if you already know what's going to happen with this guy, and they found it. They found a way, and honestly, the way that they found it was to not put the whole story on his shoulders. Yeah. I mean, they had what? Let's see. There's Andor. The senator. Not Grand Moff Tarkin. That's somebody else.
Mama.
Mom Mothma.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's her story. There's the dude, from Thor.
Yeah. Skarsgård.
He deserves so much better than being the dude from Thor. And then the two Empire people.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, it reached the point where I didn't care whose story we were watching. I enjoyed all of them.
Yeah.
And like, I think the show really hit its stride. I think it was near like the middle, where the gel comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck. Just that whole section of the series.
Yes.
Like, listen, if you're not a huge Star Wars fan and you're not, like, no matter what we say, you're not going to watch this, at least go check out, I think it's like episode 7, 8, and 9. I want to say it's that.
Yeah.
But it's when Andor goes to jail for some reason. And that's not a huge spoiler. I mean, I guess it kind of is. But it's so random in the story. Like, it's just a random thing that happens.
It comes out of left field, out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just watch that. Just watch that. And you may be lost on like the B and C plots. But just the prison break stuff, or just, all that is just fantastic. I cannot recommend at least watching that. I think you should, however, watch the entire series.
Yes.
It's 10 episodes, and it's, like Maggie was saying, it is from the Rebels' perspective, and it gives Star Wars that bit of real world ness, that like the originals had. Yeah. Where like, it was about good and evil from a very human standpoint. Yeah. Even though, there was Jedis and there was lightsabers and stuff, but like it was a very just, this galaxy is ruled by a dictator. We're trying to take the dictator down. Yeah. And, that very basic thing. And like seeing these people in this story start to come together in very small ways to rise up against it and to rebel against the system is just so freaking good. Oh my God. Like it's, and especially in this day and age. Yeah. Like it's really nice to see people say, I'm tired of this bullshit that we have been forced to live in, and I'm not going to fucking do it anymore. Yeah. It's so, like, dude, no spoilers, but by the time the show ended, I was ready to just leap out of my chair and just start, like, going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like God, I was amped, man. Yeah. I was so amped by the end of this. It's so freaking good. Holy shit. Maybe it is my favorite. The more I talk about it, the more I realize
your smile gets bigger and bigger. Yeah.
It's so good. And Andy Serkis kills it in this.
He kills it.
Oh my God. Still just think about those episodes. And those 3 episodes may be like my favorite episodes of
I'm kind of glad they're starting to use him as an actual actor. I mean, he like as a person, not
just Snoke.
Snoke or an ape or
hey man,
or
Caesar is fantastic.
He is. I'm not doing that.
Strong.
But like
together,
he really proved that he's a very, intimidating actor.
Yeah. No, he is. He's really good in this. I think this is the best he's been. Yeah. Like sometimes he plays like he's kind of silly. Yeah. Like even though he's supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
He
comes off silly.
Like in Black Panther. Yeah. Or King Kong. Yeah. The Peter Jackson one where he's like the cook. Yeah. 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 No, he's phenomenal in this. Like I would love to see him do something else like this. Yeah. But yeah, that's of all the people we're talking about, Andy Serkis. Yes. Is he even on the poster?
No. Nope.
Wow, he should be. But I would say like this show is kind of structured where like every 3 episodes is a arc. Is a banger. And so you watch 3 and like, I mean, it feeds throughout the whole series, of course, but like about every 3rd episode is like a culmination of those 3 episodes plot. Yeah. Which makes for really good storytelling. Yeah. Because we're never stuck in one place for too long. Yeah. And I would love for more shows to do this. I think Marvel could learn a lot from this.
Yeah, I agree.
And structure their shows more like, 3 movies. Yeah. It's like each one was a 3-act story. Yeah. Every 3 episodes. And it just was perfect. Yeah. It was great. It was great. I activated Siri on my watch.
Whoops.
But yeah, so Maggie, what did you think? I've been talking a lot. Sorry.
I agree with everything you said. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really like the guy that plays Cassian Andor.
Andor.
I'm not gonna say Andor. It's Andor.
Don't you want to get these fucks where it hurts, Andor? Don't you want to cram it up their asses, Andor?
He's such a good actor.
He's
I
so good.
really liked him in
Diego
Rogue One.
Luna?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
yeah. I really liked him in Rogue One. It's just nice to see him again. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of something that's non-spoiler.
I know, right? It's hard.
It's very hard, but like he was saying, the story arcs of it is really good, and
the effects were good.
the effects were good.
You could tell that this was not shot in the volume.
Yeah, they went on locations for some.
And
of
you
the
could
stuff.
tell, like
Yeah.
the one where they're like in the mountains, like was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like maybe they were in Scotland or something.
Yeah.
But just gorgeous visuals.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen something like that pretty since like what's that movie that I love? Prometheus. You know, it's just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the special effects, like at no point did I feel like anything looked.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like it had a great budget. You feel for characters that you're surprised you feel for.
Yeah.
The droid in it is really good. But yeah, I can say like, I feel like when I first started watching Rogue One, and like I couldn't really tell. It's been a minute since I watched it. I think it was when episode 9 came out was the last time I watched it.
Yeah.
And like, I remember seeing Cassian, and he like kills somebody at the very beginning, and so like I felt kind of weird, like, you know, is he a bad guy or is he like a secret good guy or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like it was different. He was a very different character from what Star Wars normally has. And of course, by the end of it, you learn more about him, and you know, he's a noble character by the end. But seeing this build into that, I mean, it's gonna make Rogue One a billion times better than it already was.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And I can't wait. They already started filming season 2.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to watch season 2.
Me
For
neither.
God's sakes. I need it like yesterday, you know. And apparently K2SO, played by
Alan
Tudyk, is supposed to be in season 2.
Yeah.
Him and Diego Luna, they came out for D23 when they announced Andor. As if he was going to be in the series with him. And then it turned out that based on the structure of season 1, they decided to not introduce him. And that he'd be coming in season 2.
I think was smart.
Yeah, I mean, looking at where the show went, I do not think it would have worked having him be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to having his comedic relief.
Yeah.
So I do think that will feel better.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I was happy with the amount of stuff that was Star Wars related, but they didn't beat you over the head with it.
No.
You know?
No.
Like, I mean, they mentioned the Empire. They mentioned the Emperor.
Yeah.
And like there's certain visuals, like one of the cities it takes place in is the one from the prequels.
Yeah. Oh God.
I can't even think of it.
I can't think of it either.
The big one with all the cities. Or all the giant buildings and stuff. Coruscant? Yeah. So I mean, like, there's that, but I mean, there's no Skywalker.
Yeah, you don't even hear them mention Jedi.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wild to me.
And nobody talks about the Force that I can think of.
No, but like it's very much rebel side. Like you don't hear about Jedis yet. In the Senate, they do talk about the Emperor.
Yeah.
And what the Emperor wants to do.
Yeah.
But and how scared they are to try to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, it's honestly it's like Space Nazis, the show, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is, and it is as badass as you would hope it would be. Like, it's just so freaking good.
Yeah.
Would you suggest anybody that has not watched just any Star Wars, would you suggest that they watch this?
I think if they didn't like the Jedi part of it, like they were like, oh no.
Well, no, I mean, like if they've never even checked it out, they're just like, it doesn't really tickle my fancy.
I think so.
I do too. I think this is such
it's a good setup.
Yeah, and it's such a different style of show, and it's much more in line with something like Band of Brothers, than Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But if you have checked out Star Wars and you hated it, I think you should give this one a shot. And if you watched Rogue One and hated it, I think you should probably just skip it. I don't think you're gonna like this. But yeah, it's just really good. It's really good. Anything else you would like to say before we jump into the spoilers?
No, sorry.
All right. No, you're fine. It's time to get into the spoilers. Spoilers. I can't believe Cassian Andor was fucking dead the whole time, Maggie. Oh my God. Can't believe it.
He can't be dead. They need him for Rogue One.
He is dead though. And at the end of Rogue One, he's dead. So, I mean, he technically is dead the whole time. It's just, you get busy living, you get busy dying.
I guess so.
I feel like the prison break might have been a bit of a spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, wherever you said break, I was like, well, crud, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to want to break out of prison. I mean, you really think Cassian Andor is going to go to jail in episode 6 and not try to get the hell out of there? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, he was already plotting it whenever he got there. He's paying attention to everything.
And this jail sequence, like, him going to jail is so random. It's not for anything that he's actually done. It's just, he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that, honestly, I think in a lesser show, it would have irritated me. I mean, like, God, they're just trying to move the character to somewhere. But I feel like they really nailed the fact that the Empire just fucking sucks.
Yeah. And how much the rules had changed, the laws had changed.
And that they're just gonna fuck people over because they want to.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, literally
this
doesn't matter. This
sentence was only blah, blah, blah. And now it's 6 years long.
Well, I'm even thinking of the stormtrooper, who like was not listening, did not give a fuck what he was saying, and was like, okay, you're going to jail. It's just like, God damn. And now, of course, we know the reason why was because they needed men for that factory or whatever, so they could build parts for the Death Star of all things. But that whole jailbreak sequence, oh my God. And the fact that we leave Andy Serkis with him saying, I can't swim. And he knows, like, looking back at that whole thing, like, he knows he can't swim. He knows there's no way out but to swim. Yeah. But he still does it anyway to free everyone else. And I just love that. Like, I love that his character, at the end of the day, when you look back at his character, at first he seems like a hard ass, or like he's been turned to be like pro-Empire from the inside, but really, he just cares about these men, and like they're his brothers.
Yeah, and it showed with the old man. That passed away. That had the stroke. And it took Cassian and also other event, like especially when that man dies. To make him realize that this is more than him. Yeah, and that if they stay there, it's only going to keep going and going and going. And
it recolors, like it recontextualizes him being kind of a dick, because when you see that he actually is caring about these guys, that's why he's being so, like when they're in line and like the dude that had the stroke is like leaning over and he's like, pick him up, like it's not because he doesn't want himself to get in trouble. It's because he doesn't want his whole crew getting shocked or whatever, you know. Because he legitimately cares about them. Yeah. It's just so crazy that Andy Serkis stole the show for me for this. You know what I mean? I just, going into this, I did not think that would happen. Yeah. Honestly, most of the characters I really loved. I forget her name, but I really liked her. The one that worked for IBS. Yeah. Or ISB. IBS is irritable bowel
syndrome, Matt.
Fuck this dude. Okay.
The narc. Yeah. That's why I call him the narc.
The guy that
mommy's boy
that went down there and tried to stop Cassian and just fucked up everything. And then started what's it called, where he's following her around,
stalking her.
Yeah, he's fucking stalking her and shit. Like, nah, fuck that dude. He's probably gonna be like a general or something. Like he's gonna be like one of the higher ups. I think his son is maybe the dude from episode 7, him and Kylo were buddies. You know what I'm talking about? The dude from About
Hugs?
Time. Yeah. You think his son is General Hugs?
Oh, God.
Who apparently was a traitor?
Yeah, he was. No.
In episode 9, it was revealed
he's playing both sides. Well, I mean,
He was helping the rebels.
yeah.
Stupid. Goddamn. Episode 9. Fuck. What are they doing?
I was like, no,
God.
Hux is supposed to be bad.
And then, like, the other guy that was bad, I was like, oh, no, I'm really the bad guy.
Yeah.
And the Emperor, too. It's like, okay, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
This show doesn't do any of that.
No, thank God.
It was really cool seeing, what's his name?
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Fuck. Man, I can't think of the name. Like that, his character's name. It's driving me crazy. Save the rebellion! Save the trees!
Does it start with an A or a T?
Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it? Yeah.
Bachman Honda.
Johnson City Kia. Johnson City.
Johnson City Honda. Johnson City.
That's it. But no, it's cool that he's been like kind of in multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was in, of course, Rogue One. He's in this. He was in Clone Wars, and he was in the Jedi game.
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order. So it's weird, like just all that, how all that ties in.
Yeah.
And yeah, we already mentioned our boy here.
Yeah, Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård. He was fantastic in it also. I really
and I can't think of his name.
Johnny Skarsgård.
Yeah.
When his mom died, it was sad.
Yes.
But her final speech.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude, that got me
Yeah.
ready to fucking go.
Yeah.
Man. Oh
it
my
did.
god.
The ant from Harry Potter got everybody riled up.
Wait, Harry's aunt?
Yeah.
The one that made him sleep under the... Ah, fuck, I don't like her. I don't like her. She gave birth to fucking Big D.
Yeah.
I refuse to call him Dudley. I only call him Big D because the first Harry Potter movie I watched was the one where they all mock him while he's on the swing set.
Yeah.
They're like, is your mother dead, Potter? She died. Yeah, you tell Big D his mom is dead.
Oh my God.
Like, fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Is that episode? Was that the third one? Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first Harry
I love
Potter
that
movie
one.
I watched. It's fine.
I love that one.
You only like it because David Tennant was in it.
David Tennant.
Yeah. He's the guy that comes out of the box and he's like,
No, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's David Tennant. You didn't know David Tennant was in it?
No, that's why they gave you the look of what the heck are you
Motherfucker.
talking about?
Yeah, he was in the box.
Okay.
And I don't think he's in any of the rest of the movies.
No.
Yeah. I prefer
I like
Goblet
it because
of Fire.
it's Sirius Black.
I prefer Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, of course you do.
They killed off Edward.
I know.
Hey, it's fucking Batman. You like him too.
I know.
Robert
but-
Pattinson.
Yeah, I know.
And plus listen, Goblet of Fire is when Harry Potter went from being a goddamn Nick Jr. movie, all right, to being good, all right? People started fucking dying. The world was dark, all right? And we had some teen angst, for God's sakes. This is about teen wizards, and you're telling me none of them are fucking? Get out of here, all right? There's more than just magic coming out of that wand, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh
Magic's in
my
the
lo-
sheets.
All right. Let's talk about Star Wars, remember?
I'm just saying.
Sorry I brought up
Goblet of
Harry
Fire.
Potter,
I'm just saying,
everybody.
Goblet of Fire is the best Harry Potter movie. That's it. We out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I think that's
me
why I went on
neither.
about
Just watch
Goblet of
it.
Fire.
Okay.
We will be adding it to our ranking, though. Yeah, check it out. All right, moving on.
Ka-chow.
All right, everybody. Spoilers for Andor is over.
Andor.
Be sure you go back and listen to that when you haven't, when you do, because we're talking about Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
So check that out. Yes, that's right. Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. All right. So
That was
now,
our review of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
a mini micro review. Did you know the ant from Harry Potter is in Cassian Andor? Anyway,
Yeah, it made Matt mad.
it's true. Yeah, tell him, Big D. Now let's get into our review of Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, just hit Disney Plus. Why are you laughing?
Because that picture.
Oh my God, wait. I thought there was a different photo that you were going to
Honey,
use.
I couldn't find like a movie
Well, no,
poster.
I mean, I thought I saw another photo.
No, you didn't.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
No.
I could have swore I
You're
saw
imagining
another
things.
photo. So, yes, Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, just hit Disney Plus over the weekend. And might I say, my God, so freaking good. I think this is one of my favorite Phase 4 anythings. It's just great from start to finish. We'll get into spoilers here in a minute, but Guardians of the Galaxy, for those that don't know, is probably the first Guardians is probably my favorite Marvel movie personally. It's hard. I mean, there's a lot of fantastic movies in the MCU, and obviously our joint list is not, it's not the number one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's one of the best told stories in the MCU from front to back. And every time that, Quill opens up the Awesome Mix Volume 2, I tear up every time, freaking time. It's just such a perfect ending,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Guardians 2, I really like Guardians 2 a lot, but started kind of feeling a little bit like Rise of the Silver Surfer a little bit, like when Quill had all the superpowers. I was like, cool.
Awesome.
Quill's flying. This is fun. But it's good. I really did like that. I mean, the yondu-ness of it all really saved a lot of that. And I mean, everybody in it was great. And Baby Groot, of course. But then, we saw the Guardians pop up in Infinity War, a little bit in Endgame, and then most recently in Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And so getting a new standalone Guardians project since 2017, I want to say, is when Guardians 2 came out. Is just, it was so nice to just be back with just the Guardians again. And, obviously we're not in any spoilers. It does focus on 2 primarily, and it's only 42 minutes long. So, there's not a whole lot of time. But it was so good.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Christmas specials in general. I feel like this is structured in such a way that you could watch it just on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely takes place in time at this time in the MCU. But I feel like you can go back and watch this in the middle of the MCU at any point. It won't really matter.
Yeah.
There's like one reference to Gamora.
Yeah.
That's it. And I guess some reference to Yondu. But like if we went back and watched it next year, I think honestly I could see us doing that.
I think we will.
I really love this. I love it a lot.
I do too. It was nice.
I gotta say,
It was great.
Well, Maggie, why don't you expand on that?
Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath.
You're fine.
I really liked it. I thought it was great. It was a great story.
It was sweet
about all of them coming together, and I don't know.
For Christmas. Yeah, not coming together. It's not like the origin.
No. And I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to talk about spoilers.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cosmo is shown in the trailer.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler.
And she's really sweet.
Yes. Cosmo, we'll talk more about Cosmo and spoilers, but I gotta say, we've owned this Cosmo doll since 2017. Or wait, no, it was when we went to the beach, so it was 2019.
Yeah.
And so I mean, the fact that we got to see Cosmo in this was just fantastic. I've always loved Cosmo. I'm just a fan of dogs in general.
I am too.
But a Russian space dog being a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy is just one of my favorite little quirks of the franchise. So getting that was phenomenal. And I gotta say, obviously, based on the ads, you can tell that this is focused primarily on Mantis and Drax.
Yeah.
They've always been some of our favorites. Anytime they would interact, of course, in Guardians 2 and then in Infinity War. And getting to see Mantis come into her own, right? And really explore this character. And she's so good. She's so funny. I have not laughed this hard at an MCU anything
in a long time. I mean, 40 movies ago. I mean, probably, if I had to guess, probably the last Guardians 2. Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah.
But maybe even the first Guardians. But I mean, I was cackling.
He was
nonstop.
It was so funny.
I mean, this is just crammed full of funny moments, but in classic James Gunn fashion, it also has plenty of heart. Oh my God, the beginning and ending of this, well, I won't talk about spoilers, but like just the way they decide to do certain things, it's beautiful, and I love it. Love the designs that they decided to go with. The music is fantastic as always. I mean, it's just great, and I think anyone. We try to say this outside of context. If you don't like Marvel or if you don't, whatever, should you check this out? And honestly, I think that this is standalone enough that really anybody could watch it and figure it out. Yeah. Like they do enough background, on like Quill's character. Yeah. But it's in passing, so it doesn't feel hard for like us who know it all. Like, okay, I don't really need to know this. Like they tell it good enough that it doesn't take away from the story. But I think anyone could watch this and not be lost. Yeah. And I don't think that it spoils anything in the MCU from like previous stuff. There's a few things in it that does feel like it's setting up some plots for Guardians 3. Yeah. But I don't feel like, if you haven't seen Black Panther, you can watch this. If you haven't seen any of Phase 4, I would say the only thing you really need to have seen would be if you're worried about spoilers, I think you can watch this if you've not seen any of the MCU. But if you're worried about like you will like the MCU, but you don't want to spoil stuff that you've missed out on just yet, like if you haven't watched She-Hulk or something, I think the only spoilers in this are from Guardians 2 and I guess Endgame. Yeah. Technically.
Possibly. Yeah.
So I mean, as long as you've seen those, there's literally nothing in this to spoil. Yeah. It is very much a Guardian story. Even Thor, because they were in Thor, and in this, they don't even mention.
They don't even mention Thor.
It's as if that never happened. Yeah. So. I wonder if that's why they had some funds.
Maybe.
Because of Thor. Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because it just hit me, so it's not like a plot hole or anything. Yeah. But yeah. Anything else you want to say before we dive into spoilers? I've kind of talked a lot. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm fighting anxiety right now, and I'm trying to reel my brain back.
Oh, okay. You're fine.
I apologize, but I like more than anything. I want to talk about spoilers.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid that we're gonna spoil some stuff. Yeah. So we'll get in there. I gotcha. Spoilers. That's right, everybody. This is a spoiler section. I usually tell you before we start it, and I forgot to do it. So we are now in spoilers. So definitely, if you don't want to know, don't listen from here. Come back when we do the rest of our review, where we rank it in the MCU. So, Maggie, spoilers. You're just itching to tell us some spoilers.
That the fact that Mantis and Peter were brother and sister.
I know.
Half brother and sister.
Sorry, I hit the back of your chair.
Bejesus out of me.
The way they said it in this, I felt like maybe I'd missed it, and I was supposed to know this already.
No, it was a secret.
Dude.
Yeah, and she's like, Drax, you know my secret. And he said that you ate all the crag nuts.
Zorg nuts.
Zorg nuts. Yeah. She's like, no, the other secret. He's like, oh, that you're Peter's sister. Me and Matt's like, what?
Was that known? I had no idea.
I knew because James Gunn had tweeted out the day that it came out. Yeah. He said, this is a very much a Mantis-fueled story. Yeah. And you really get to see her shine.
And she's so good.
Yes, she was.
And I love how harsh she gets with Drax. Like, she's always so timid. Yeah. But, like, she really lets loose on Drax. Yeah. And I love that because that's her.
Yeah. And she's coming to her own.
Yeah. And she trusts Drax. She loves Drax enough that, like, she feels comfortable enough to be that part of her that she doesn't let anybody else see, And Drax,
God,
just such an idiot in this.
Drax, so funny. You can't kill people.
Well, how was I supposed to know? You didn't tell me the rules. I kind of want my little man, my little funny man.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I don't have my little funny man. Dude. She's like, you should have held on to him. You dropped him. I keep mine. Yeah, you're funny.
You get your funny shaped man.
She's like, is this a man?
So good. I think one of my favorite parts is at the end when they're lotting all the lots. Yeah. And Peter's just so happy, right? Yeah. And then Groot wheels out this big fucking box. And he's like, "Oh, what'd you guys get me?" And then it starts
No,
shaking.
let me out.
And he's like you just see
Yes.
like Peter's face go from happy to terrified of what's
Yeah.
about to happen. And just, oh my God. Can we listen? I know you've got the photo on there.
Yeah.
Can we talk for a minute about
There
how
he
fucking
is.
terrifying this Groot is?
I think he's in his like early 20s.
This doofy smile.
like,
Oh
when-
my God.
Because most people in their early 20s are very much worried about how they look, you know, working out and stuff. So it looks like he's like bulked up.
Yeah.
And his head hasn't caught up to it.
He's slowly becoming Vin Diesel. Is everybody noticing this, or is it just
He
me?
doesn't have.
Vin Diesel's bald.
Yeah, I know he's bald.
He
but
doesn't
he's
have
not,
any hair.
It's not round.
Man, he's a tree. It's not going to be round.
I know.
Look at him. He's becoming Vin Diesel. All right.
Look at his teeth.
Little, ew. Oh, Jesus.
This is why
disgusting.
I chose this picture. I thought it was so funny.
He
It's
looks stoned. He looks
probably is, man.
smoking some leaves. You get it?
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Bark, bark.
Oh, Maggie. Oh, my God. All right, everybody. That's
I'm retiring
show
from comedy.
Show wrap on Maggie.
Bye,
Way to
everybody.
go.
See you later.
Oh, you're back.
I never left.
Damn it. I'm just kidding. No, fucking the way that that Groot is just existing in this, right? Like, not no big reveal.
No.
He's just there, and
Yeah.
like I'm like, is that fucking Groot? Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I hadn't seen him in the trailers, but shit, he looks crazy. Like, Groot, there's this thing about Groot where every time he looks different, it is so off-putting
Yeah.
to me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Baby Groot I liked from
Yeah.
the get-go. Dancing in his little pot and stuff. Teen Groot at the end of Guardians 2, I was like, this is disgusting. I don't like this. But then,
I am Groot.
and then in Infinity War, he was pretty
Kinda
good.
grew on
yeah,
you.
I was like, oh, cool. Like, it's Groot. But now, like, seeing this, it's like, I don't know. And I'm sure by the time Guardians 3 comes out, I'll be on board with young, sexy Groot, right? But it's weird.
He won't be young, sexy Groot. He'll be something
You
different.
think he'll be tall?
I
Groot?
hope. I want tall, lanky Groot. I am Groot.
Well, he's a different person.
I know, yes. I miss tall, lanky Groot.
He died.
I know. God, man, I know.
We are Groot. You know, some fans were pissed off that he said we are Groot. Like, get over it. You know? I get it. He's supposed to only be able to say I'm Groot. But you know what?
He had enough love in his heart.
Story. He was able to learn.
He was
all
able
right?
to learn the word we.
He transcended.
And it meant we are family.
We
Our family.
what else do I want to say? Kevin Bacon killed it. in this.
Kevin Bacon, man.
Killed it, man. He top of his game. You know. So does this mean that Kevin Bacon can't be anybody else in the MCU?
Well, this is just a multiverse where Kevin Bacon becomes a super powered human being.
Well, he was the bad guy in X-Men. First class.
Oh, God. Yeah, that is right.
So, like, yeah. But was that one of the movies he worked on in the MCU? Because he's an actor.
I wish they would have brought that up.
That would be weird. Like, what
Remember-
would that even mean? What would that even mean if X-Men movies existed in the MCU? I don't even know how to comprehend what the ripples that would be.
You're an actor? Buh, I want to puke. Buh.
I guess all actors aren't a huge piece of shit. Karen Gillian, the few lines she
Yes.
had, killed it.
Also,
Yeah.
one of the, I think, comic book community or whatever on Instagram
Yeah.
put up, from Infinity War, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Bucky and Rocket talking. And he's like, I really like your arm. Can I have your arm? And Becky's like, no, you'll never get my arm. He's like, oh, I'll get
I'll
it.
get that arm.
Well, they made that collage. And then when you swiped it, it shows Nebula giving him that arm. He's like, Bucky's arm?
How did she get his arm? How did she do that?
She's sneaky, man.
Because, like, that's the arm he still had in Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
So she took it.
So she's taken it since that. Like, are we gonna see him with a new arm? Like,
It could be possible.
I mean, like, surely somebody's keeping track of Bucky's arm, and the next time we see it, it'll
I
be a
will
different
crack
arm.
up if they make some kind of plot point. Hey, we had to go to nowhere to get Bucky's arm back. That raccoon took it.
Wait, what if in Guardians 3 they fix it somehow?
Probably.
Like, we moved back to Earth or something.
And also, I loved when Drax and Mantis are walking through Hollywood and they go past where all the street performers are at. And she goes, Steve! And jumps on him and makes that poor man run away. And then everybody starts taking pictures with him. And she's got all this money in her hands the whole entire time.
Maggie, though, come on. The GoBots. That was
The GoBots
funniest.
killed his cousin.
So, again, the ripple in the MCU that this causes. So, like, GoBots are a real... Okay, so GoBots are a franchise on Earth.
Yes.
In the way that GoBots
Yes.
are currently a
Yes.
franchise. But they also exist as a populace in the universe in the MCU. It's like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean exactly, you know? Wait, his cousin killed his cousin.
Yeah, it killed his cousin. That's what I said.
I was gonna say if it was his family, then that would be Thanos. But yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how.
I wonder if that's a reference to the fact that they can't use Rom, the space
Probably.
robot, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Let's see.
The space not Rom, the space not. Is that what it was? Now I'm blanking on Rom. Let's see. I also love the animated stuff. Didn't say that in spoiler free. And there at the end when Yondu, gave Peter the guns and Peter gave Yondu the first squishy. Like,
that's so sweet.
I'm so glad they worked Yondu into it. I love. Oh God.
So they just must have gotten the rights to it because Hasbro. Let me go back. Well, no, they were produced by Tonka. Similar to Transformers, but look awful.
Yeah, they were.
They were a competing lineup against them. And then, let's see. Although initially a separate and competing line of toys, Tonka's GoBots became the intellectual property of Hasbro after their buyout of Tonka in 1991.
Jesus.
So, yeah, it doesn't say anything about Marvel owning it or anything. It's just, I think Marvel got the rights to use a likeness of them.
Oh wait, in this?
Yes.
Oh no, I mean it's parody. Like they didn't have to ask. Like it's fine.
GoBots killed his cousin.
Because I mean, like they could have a Batman in a Batman costume, like, but it's a dude, a street performer, and like they wouldn't have to pay DC anything. Like it's
I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm Batman.
Again,
Who is that?
Another DC reference.
I think James Gunn's just wanting to.
Well, no, I mean like in remember in
Superman.
In Eternals, they were talking about they made like 2 DC references in it.
Yeah.
They talked about like Superman and they talked about something else.
Yeah. Speaking of Eternals,
Kamal Nanjiani.
He has his own like little poster. It looks like a Broadway show in a way,
Yeah.
like a Christmas
Broadway
show.
Yeah. It looks, I mean, the fact that that's in there made me so happy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first like Eternals reference we've got. So is anybody ever going to fucking talk about like this giant hand sticking out of
All
the fucking
we're gonna
ocean?
get is what we got from She-Hulk and it being on a website.
I feel like that is just such a huge thing for just no one to ever talk about.
It's a secret. Shh.
Can't
We know about it, but we don't talk about
somebody
it.
at least talk about like, Celestials or something? Like, I mean, a giant one stole some people and talked to the entire planet, and like again, just nobody's gonna say anything.
No.
Hate it. All right. Anything else we want to say spoiler wise?
Cosmo's the cutest.
Cosmo was fantastic. What a great addition. What a great addition to this. Do you think there's anything in this that will play off in Guardians 3?
I think they'll talk more about Mantis and Peter being brother and sister.
They're moaning nowhere.
Yeah, I
Somehow.
want that explained.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. Remember when they saved like the kingdom in Thor?
Yeah.
Like, did they get money for that?
They might have.
I remember Thor got those goats.
Yeah. Oh, well, they was trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And that's how they got rid of him with those goats. Because they wanted Thor off the planet because he kept on destroying stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they did get a payout from that.
They might
Because they
have.
were doing work. So they might have gotten money.
And then they just decided to buy Nowhere.
Yeah, from the collector that we thought was dead.
Yeah, I could have swore Collector was just fucking dead. I mean, I assumed as much after Thanos fucked shit up. Like, did he talk to Thanos? I mean, Thanos got the stone from him, which was also the ether, and like the ether was in like a box. Mm-hmm. So like, how did Thanos turn that into a stone if it was like, you know, remember?
Yeah.
Like that's what the ether was.
Yeah.
And that's what it stayed until we saw Thanos have it.
Yeah.
As the red stone.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I guess, well, no, wait. The red stone was the reality stone. I was going to say maybe he used the reality stone to turn it into a stone, but that is the stone.
That is the stone. He probably knew how to do it.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he crammed it into Hulk's asshole.
Oh my god!
like it just tightened up like a diamond. You know. All right. Anything else we want to say before we back up? No. All right. Let's get into our rankings. Ranking time is here. So I'm gonna pull up Letterboxd.
Oh no.
We are back. If you have decided,
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
If you skipped over spoilers, we're getting ready to add Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special, to our ranking of the MCU and our winter ranking. We'll add both of these. That's not the right button. Here we go. All right. So current ranking. I should have sent you the picture for this. All right. Here we go. There's no photos. Okay, there they go. I'm like, where are the photos? All right, everybody. There's 40 of these. So here we go.
Be with us.
Number 40, Thor. Number 39, Thor the Dark World. Number 38, Black Widow. Number 37, What If. Number 36, Iron Man 2. Number 35, The Incredible Hulk. Number 34, Iron Man 3. Number 33, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 32, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Number 31, Moon Knight. Number 30, I Am Groot. Number 29, Wakanda Forever. Number 28, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 27, The Eternals. Number 26, Iron Man. Number 25, Avengers. Number 24, Captain America, The First Avenger. Number 23, Hawkeye. Number 22, Werewolf by Night. Number 21, WandaVision. Number 20, She-Hulk. Number 19, Ant-Man. Number 18, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 17, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Number 16, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 15, Doctor Strange. Number 14, Black Panther. Number 13, Captain Marvel. Number 12, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Number 11, Loki. Number 10, Shang-Chi. Number 9, Thor Love and Thunder. Number 8, Thor Ragnarok. Number 7, Miss Marvel. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 4, Civil War. Number 3, Infinity War. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. And number 1, Avengers Endgame. Okay, Maggie, okay. Where are you feeling?
Well,
Guardians.
Not okay. Second tier starts at.
I mean, like, okay, we don't really have a tiered system.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about it at one time.
I think the difference between, like, you know, you have your undefeated, right, which is like, I would say these first four, maybe even 5, 6, maybe even 7, 8, right, and then like here you get to like S tier. Right. So like this is like God tier. And then here is like S tier, which is really good. Obviously. And then like I'd say probably starting here is like A tier.
Okay.
Yeah. For those I was saying Love and Thunder starts the S tier. And then Spider-Man Far From Home starts the A tier.
I'm gonna make a
and God tier is in game through Ragnarok. Okay.
After much consideration and thinking, I think it should be the new number 9.
Number 9. So you're saying below Thor Love and Thunder, but above Thor Ragnarok.
Yes. Above Love and Thunder, below Ragnarok. It would be the new number 9.
I think I said it backwards.
Yes, you did. I'm like, wow.
I mean, like below, like, because I'm looking at it from the side angle and like, okay. I'm going to throw something out.
Oh, God.
I was like, I'm feeling wild, Maggie. I'm feeling wild. And like, as soon as I say this, I'm already, like, as soon as I thought, I'm already regretting it. Okay. So I'm going to say this, but I'm not saying this is where I actually want it.
Okay.
I was first thought was new number 3. All right. So be Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. All right. I loved this.
I loved it too, but dude.
But then I realized that Guardians of the Galaxy is here, and I would not rank it above Guardians of the Galaxy. I would actually say that I would put it as the new number 7. So I'd be right after Spider-Man Homecoming, before Miss Marvel. Honestly, I feel like Miss Marvel should be somewhere else. Like looking back on it. Wait, no. Yeah.
No.
You didn't fight for Ragnarok being better. I want to know why you think Ragnarok's better.
Because it's hilarious. I mean, I don't know. This is hilarious, but Ragnarok's hilarious, and it gives us Jeff Goldblum.
It's true.
And Hulk.
Hulk's ass is in that movie.
Yeah, big old butt.
But which one gives you joy, though? You know, like which one fills you with that something Christmas feeling?
Yeah,
that special
Spirited
Christmas
does.
feeling. La 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. But seriously though,
Taika Waititi's in it.
Korg is in it.
Yeah, Korg.
But we also got
Go away, Ghost.
We also got Quill looking at Mantis and being like, "That's the greatest gift I could ever have." Maggie, I don't want you to just shake my hand.
No, you convinced me.
All right, well, now you're gonna tell me why it's not as good as Miss Marvel.
What? Like, you need to explain that.
Why
You're
it's
the
better?
One, you're the one staking this claim. I staked my claim about mine.
Okay, so you want me to say why it's better than Thor
Yeah,
Ragnarok?
well, I want. No.
Why it's better than Miss Marvel?
Yes, because you're the one that's wanting to put it there.
I know.
Not me. Why are you wanting me to stand
you said
up for
it's
your
not
choice?
as good. You said it's not as good as those because it was going below those. So I'm trying to
because I wasn't going to be wild but crazy about stuff like a certain somebody I know right now.
I think it's better than Miss Marvel because I feel like Miss Marvel is in the wrong place on this list.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
Right. Should we? Okay. Everybody, we're going to do something wild.
Oh, no.
We're doing something wild here.
Oh, no.
Should we move Miss Marvel?
Today?
Yeah. Like right now. I mean, we both agree it's, looking back, we should have changed it. Where would you put Miss Marvel now?
Between She-Hulk and WandaVision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me
That'd be
switch that up real quick.
2021.
I agree. Because, really looking back at those few episodes there in the middle, I think that definitely, like, what was it, episodes, 4 and 5?
Yeah.
Just really slowed down the pace of the entire series. And, like, I loved it. I love the representation in it. I thought they did a great job. And I love her and, like, the style of it and stuff. But, like, all that stuff kind of went away about halfway through.
Yeah.
And they try and bring it back in the final episode.
Yeah.
And it's good. The whole series is good, but it's just they lost some of that magic.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this list is starting to look a little bit better. So I would say it's better than Thor Ragnarok because I think it's as funny as Thor Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. I think that, like, I personally think it's as funny. I can understand why people would disagree with that. Mm-hmm. But just the amount of laughs that I had watching this, I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, you did.
I feel like it has a bit more heart than Thor Ragnarok.
Does.
And that's a big piece for me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, and stylistically, I just feel like the fact that they had the animated stuff in there, the fact that they went to Earth, the fact that they were on Nowhere, the band, the live band that they had, like all those things, and then because you think about Thor Ragnarok, you think about Thor, Korg, Loki, what's her name,
Hela.
Valkyrie.
Oh, Valkyrie. Sorry.
No, you're fine. And you think of Jeff Goldblum, right? And really think about Hela. Like really think about that whole aspect.
Yeah.
It is very, like, again, perfect film.
Yeah.
But, like, could it have been stronger there? You know?
Yeah.
That felt very much like
Forced.
okay, well, we still have to keep some of Thor in this, you
Yeah.
know, instead of just letting it go full on, you know, Taika Waititi, which is what they did with Love and Thunder, which we have ranked lower.
Yes.
So, but I think that's just because, you know, you can only do the funny Thor the first time once, you know.
No, I agree. It should be the new number 7.
Wow. I disagree.
Please.
I'm kidding. All right, let's add in Guardians of the Galaxy. They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy. Holiday special. There we go. Let me move this up. What was it? The new number?
7.
7? All right. Can I just yeah, there we go. 7. Will that work? Yeah, it did. All right. So do we want to read the list back?
How about I just read the top 10?
Okay, new top 10.
Number 1, Avengers Endgame. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 3, Avengers Infinity War. Number 4, Captain America Civil War. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 7, The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Number 8, Thor Ragnarok. Number 9, Thor Love and Thunder. And number 10, Shang-Chi.
Number 11, Loki, just so everybody knows. That's the God tier. Okay. All right. Now let's move into our ranking for the winter of 2022. I was going to say 23. So far, current rankings at number 1, Spirited. Number 2, Disenchanted. Number 3, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Maggie, where are we feeling Andor?
I didn't mean to get that close. I want to say I love Spirited. I'm going to say number 2 for Andor, but I know that's going to change.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That is exactly where I was thinking it. Andor. Cassian Andor. All right. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. Now, I got to be honest. I have tossed and turned all night trying to figure out where the hell I'm going to rank this. Because here's the thing. Obviously, after the discussion we just had, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love Spirited so much. So much. It's just so good. And I just love it.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm torn. I'm really torn. Because it's either the new number 1 or the new number 2.
Yeah.
The new number 2. Because I think it's definitely, I think we both agree it's over Andor.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely over Disenchanted and Wakanda Forever.
I'd say number 2. I love Spirited.
Spirited's so good.
I love the choreography, the music, the story. Will Ferrell, Ron Reynolds.
Yeah, it's just,
and it's got heart too.
A lot of heart. It made me cry.
Yeah.
Guardians did not make me cry. It made me feel joyful.
Yeah.
Joyful.
Loo, 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 loo. Hi, Lucy.
Are you our Cosmo, Lucy? Sweet girl.
She pulled my cord out.
I think I'm probably gonna regret this. I'm gonna say it's the new number 2.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hog. Holiday.
There we go.
All right. Here it is. Number 1, Spirited. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Number 3, Andor. Number 4, Disenchanted. And number 5, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Will Black Panther stay on the bottom of our list?
I don't know.
I don't know what else is coming out this year.
I don't know either.
I'm really not that high on Wakanda Forever.
No.
So
Neither is Groot.
God damn it. It's fucking Groot. Stupid sexy Groot. Stupid sexy Flanders. Oh man. Alright. That's gonna wrap it up for us, everybody. What did you think? What did you think about this? Did you enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special? Do you plan on watching it? Do you plan on watching Cassian Andor? Let us know in the comments. This soda is like about to bubble up. I can feel it.
I can tell.
I can feel it in my chest. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you thought. I don't know. Hey, if this is your first time watching us, thanks for stopping by and thanks for making it all the way through to this. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to get the show ad-free, you can do so over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can join in and watch that ad-free and exclusive other shows like Hopefully Awesome Weekly and the Family Game Night, which is really fun. Really love that one. But yeah, that's it, everybody. We hope you all had a great week. Until next week, thanks for watching, as always.
Have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye.